Hey everyone, it's me again. If you're wondering where I am, I'm in my bedroom. I usually film is really noisy right now because my boyfriend is playing with music. So I have to go in here and film. This is going to be my sort of birth to kindergarten year. And so this is a reply to juicystar07. And it's a really great idea for a video, so I decided to do it. So I didn't do the other video, so I can just kind of incorporate all of them into this one. I grew up in Florida. I don't live there now. I don't really remember this, but my mom tells me this, that when I was a baby and I was in my crib, I would be like laying on my back, and they would put like a Kleenex over my face, and then I would like burst out laughing for some reason, like, and then they'd take off the Kleenex and I'd stop, and then I'd do it again and I'd just piss my pants laughing, like literally, like I would just laugh so hard that, and the same thing if someone farted, I couldn't contain my laughter for some reason. Even I have this really early memory of me when I was potty training. I don't know, I guess it was a reward or something for me to go to, like, when I went on the potty, I got like a reward, and this reward was chocolate cake. And there's actually a picture of me sitting on the potty eating chocolate cake. And so I'm thinking, like, every time I go to the potty, I get chocolate. I don't remember clearly, but I remember sitting on the potty, like, eating chocolate cake, and I remember it was, like, really, really messy. And and in this picture is so funny. It's at my mom's house, I don't have it now, but I would seriously show you guys. It's just so funny. It's, like, I have, like, a face full of chocolate, and, like, my hands are all, like, chocolatey, and it doesn't look nice. When I was little, I was severely sick. I had to pretty much, I'm losing my voice. I had to pretty much live in the hospital for quite a long time. And the hospital wouldn't release me. And I remember, I had, like 20 hospital bracelets on. All of them were different colors. They were, like, I had, like, a whole bunch on this arm and a whole bunch on this arm. And I vividly remember that. And each color was something that meant something different. And I remember, like, this one meant allergies, and this one meant something else, and this one meant something else. I don't remember what they mean, but I just remember I had, like, a whole bunch of different bracelets on each arm. And, yeah. And I remember people coming to visit me, because I was really little. I was, like, small, like a small child, and I was in the child's hospital. And, I remember getting gifts, like people would bring me gifts to play with and stuff like that. And I don't remember who brought it for me, but I remember I got like this Cabbage Patch doll, and it was like the baby one, and it had like a pacifier, and I was like obsessed with this pacifier. Like, I was obsessed with this doll, and I remember it like so clearly. I used to like collect Cabbage Patch dolls. So yeah. Then I remember my mom wanted to bring me home. She was like, she's been in the hospital too long. She needs to come home. And, like, my mom wanted me to come home. And they wouldn't release me for some reason. They would not release me. So my mom, like, kidnapped me and, like, brought me home. She, like, took me out of the hospital without their consent or whatever. When I was younger, I had this boy. I think I was, like, 3, but I was probably friends with him for, like, way before that. Probably since, like, a baby. This boy best friend, I don't remember his name. I think it was Simon. Yeah, I don't remember, but that's what my guess is. And we had, like, those play Jeeps? They're like kid cars. I don't know what they're called, like Jeeps. I had a pink one, and, like, you drive around the street with it, like you drive a car. It's like a car for a kid. Anyway, I don't know. So, I had a pink one, and he had, like, a white and like blue one or something, and for some reason I wanted his. I don't know why. Mine was prettier. Honestly, I don't know. So, somehow I convinced him to trade with me, and there's a picture of us, like, on our street, and I was driving his, and he was driving the pink one, which is mine. I think mine was, like, Barbie or something. I don't know. It was, like, pink and purple. I had an imaginary friend. More than one. I had lots of imaginary friends. I was a very, very creative, imaginative little girl. There was, like, this big dome of, like, it was like monkey bars, but it was like a dome shape, and like it was on sand, obviously, so like everyone would go like underneath it and like play in the sand. And so I remember I was like sitting like with my friend, and I remember like talking to my imaginary friend and like introducing him to like, or whatever, I don't remember like what his name was or anything, but yeah, I would be like introducing him to like all my friends, and like everyone thought it was like the coolest thing, and like that I was so lucky to have like an imaginary friend, and like they could have one too. I don't know, like kids are what? I don't know. I think that's funny now that I like look back on that. It's like, what is that, you know? Oh, I remember when I was in kindergarten. I remember my kindergarten teacher's name, Miss Hannah. Her name was Miss Hannah, and she was Jehovah's Witness. I know that because I didn't know what it was back then, but like I know now, obviously. But I didn't live far from my school, and one day, she came to my door, like on a weekend or something, and I answered it, and I was like, "Oh, Miss Hannah, blah, blah, right? Who's here?" And I don't know why, like, a 5-year-old is answering the door, but whatever. I guess it was safer back then. I don't know. So, yeah, I answered the door. I guess my mom wasn't like paying attention or something, and I like was like, "Mom, my Miss Hannah's here," or whatever, and she, and I didn't know why. I didn't understand why, but it was because like she was doing those like like people, like Jehovah people thing. I mean, I don't want to offend you if you're a Jehovah's Witness. I don't really know anything about it. I just, yeah. So, what else? Oh my gosh. I remember this one. I was playing outside with, like, I had, like, a bunch of, like, neighborhood kids. And I was, like, would play with them outside, like, every day. And, we would stay, like, out for, like, a long time. I mean, it felt like a long time because you're a little kid. And I remember, I went to my friend's house that was down the street, and I didn't tell my mom, and I guess I just forgot or something, or I just didn't think of it because it was so close. It was like right next door, and so not right next door, it was like kind of like an L, like down the street and down, like an L kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And I was there for like hours, and my mom like freaked out, and she like was gonna call the police and everything, and like she was so nervous. She was like, she couldn't find me. She was like knocking on like all the doors. She was like freaking out. She was like, "Oh my God, like where are you?" And then I came back, and because I was like supposed to have like a bath or something, and my mom like made it, and so she was like searching everywhere, and she was like, and I have like really bad ADD, so I just didn't pay attention, and yeah,